Hello everyone, and Merry Christmas. As you and your families gather to celebrate the holidays, we want to take a moment to send greetings from our family. From me, from Michelle, from Malia, Sasha, and from Bo.
This is our first Christmas in the White House, and we are so grateful for this extraordinary experience. Not far from here in the Blue Room is the official White House Christmas tree. It's an 18-foot tall Douglas fir from West Virginia, and it's decorated with hundreds of ornaments designed by people and children from all over the country. Each one is a reminder of the traditions we cherish as Americans and the blessings we're thankful for this holiday season.
That's right, especially as we continue to recover from an extraordinary recession that still has so many Americans hurting. Parents without a job who struggled to put presents under the Christmas tree, families and neighbors who've seen their homes foreclosed, and folks wondering what the new year will bring. But even in these tough times, there's still so much to celebrate this Christmas. A message of peace and brotherhood that continues to inspire more than 2,000 years after Jesus' birth. The love of family and friends, the bonds of community and country, and the character and courage of our men and women in uniform who are far from home for the holidays, away from their families, risking their lives to protect ours. To all our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen, I have no greater honor than serving as your Commander-in-Chief. I've been awed by your selfless spirit, your eagerness to serve at the Naval Academy and West Point. I've been energized by your dedication to duty from Baghdad to the Korean Peninsula. Michelle and I have been moved by your determination, wounded warriors at Walter Reed and Bethesda, fighting to recover, to get back to your units. And I've been humbled profoundly by patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom, in flag-draped caskets coming home at Dover, in the quiet solitude of Arlington. And after years of multiple tours of duty, as you carry on our missions in Iraq and Afghanistan, your service, your readiness to make that same sacrifice is an inspiration to us and to every single American.
And so are your families. As First Lady, one of my greatest privileges is to visit with military families across the country. I've met military spouses doing the parenting of two, keeping the household together, juggling play dates and soccer games, helping with homework, doing everything they can to make the kids feel okay, even as they try to hide their own fears and worries. I've met kids who wonder when mom or dad is coming home, grandparents and relatives who step in to care for wounded warriors, and folks trying to carry on after losing the person they loved most in the world. And through it all, these families somehow still find the time and the energy to serve their communities as well. Coaching Little League, running the PTA, raising money to help those less fortunate than they are, and more. But even these strong military families can use a hand, especially during the holidays. If you live near a military base, you can reach out through your workplaces, your schools, your churches. There's so many ways to help, with childcare, with errands, or just by bringing over a home-cooked meal. Even if you don't know a military family nearby, your family can still help by donating or volunteering at organizations that support military families.
You can also reach out directly to our forces around the world. Kids can make a card that will bring a smile to an American far from home. Adults can send a care package or a prepaid phone card that makes the tour just a little bit easier. Every American can do something to support our troops, even if it's as simple as just saying thank you. For more ways to let our troops know you care, go to www.whitehouse.gov. So to all our men and women in uniform spending the holidays far away from home, whether it's at a base here in the States, a mess hall in Iraq, or a remote outpost in Afghanistan, know that you are in our thoughts and in our prayers. In this holiday season and every holiday season, know that we are doing everything in our power to make sure you can succeed in your missions and come home safe to your families.
And to all Americans, from our family to yours, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody. Michelle and I just wanted to take a moment today to send greetings from our family to yours.
This is one of our favorite times of year, and we're so fortunate to be able to celebrate it together in this wonderful home. This is the People's House, So Barack and I try to open it to as many people as we can, especially during the holiday season. You know, this month, more than 100,000 Americans have passed through these halls. And the idea behind this year's theme, Simple Gifts, is that the greatest blessings of all are the ones that don't cost a thing. The comfort of spending time with loved ones, the freedoms we enjoy as Americans, and the joy we feel upon giving something of ourselves. So in this time of family and friends and good cheer, let's also be sure to look out for those who are less fortunate, who've hit a run of bad luck or who are hungry and alone this holiday season.
Because this is the season when we celebrate the simplest yet most profound gift of all, the birth of a child who devoted his life to a message of peace, love, and redemption. A message that says no matter who we are called to love one another. We are our brother's keeper. We are our sister's keeper. Our separate stories in this big and busy world are really one. Today, we're also thinking of those who can't be home for the holidays, especially all our courageous countrymen serving overseas. That's the message I delivered when I visited our troops in Afghanistan a few weeks ago. That while you may be serving far from home, every American supports you and your families. We are with you, and I have no greater honor than serving as your Commander-in-Chief. Today's soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen make up the finest fighting force in the history of the world. Just like their predecessors, they do extraordinary things in service to their country. What makes that all the more remarkable is that today's military is an all-volunteer force, a force of mothers and fathers, sons and daughters, husbands and wives.
That's right. And as First Lady, I've had the honor to meet members of our military and their families on bases and in communities all across the country. I've gotten to know husbands and wives doing the parenting of two while their spouse is on another deployment. Children trying their best in school but always wondering when mom or dad is coming home. Patriots putting their lives on hold to help with a loved one's recovery or carry on the memory of a fallen hero. When our men and women in uniform answer the call to serve, their families serve too, and they're proud and glad to do it. But as long as that service keeps the rest of us safe, their sacrifice should also be our own. Even heroes can use a hand, especially during the holidays.
So we're encouraging Americans to ask what you can do to support our troops and their families in this holiday season. For some ideas on how to get started, just visit serve.gov.
You'll see that you don't need to be an expert in military life to give back to those who give so much to us. There are countless ways to contribute by harnessing your unique talents. If you live near a base, you can reach out through your local school or your church. If you don't, you can volunteer with organizations that support military families. And anybody can send a care package or prepaid calling card to the front lines, or give what's sometimes the most important gift of all, simply saying thank you.
America's brave servicemen and women represent a small fraction of our population, but they and the families who await their safe return carry far more than their fair share of the burden. They've done everything they've been asked to do. They've been everything we've asked them to be. And even as we speak, many are fighting halfway around the globe in hopes that someday our children and grandchildren won't have to. So let's all remind them this holiday season that we're thinking of them and that America will forever be here for them, just as they've been there for us. And on behalf of Michelle, Malia, Sasha,
And Bo.
and Bo, have a very Merry Christmas.
And an even happier New Year.
Well, it is wonderful to see all of you. First of all, we want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. This looks like it was a nice rather than naughty crowd. So I'm sure Santa treated you well. On behalf of Michelle and myself and our whole family, we do this every year. This is where I was born, and so we come back for the holidays. But one of our favorite things is always coming to the base on Christmas Day and having a chance just to meet you, those of you who have families here, and to say thank you for the extraordinary work and service that you guys do each and every day. Obviously, the greatest honor I have as president is being commander-in-chief. And the reason it's an honor is because not only do we have the finest military in the world, but we also have the finest fighting men and women in the world. And so many of you make sacrifices day in, day out on behalf of our freedom, on behalf of our security. And not only do those in uniform make sacrifices, but I think everybody here understands the sacrifices that families make each and every day as well. And Michelle, working with Dr. Jill Biden, has done a lot of work to focus attention on our military families to make sure that you get the support that you have earned and that you deserve. So I'm not going to make a long speech. Obviously, we're still in a wartime footing. There are still folks, as we speak, who are overseas, especially in Afghanistan, risking their lives each and every day. Some of you may have loved ones who are deployed there. Some of you may be about to be deployed there. And so we know that it's not easy. But what we also want you to know is that you have the entire country behind you, and that all of us understand that we would be nowhere without the extraordinary service that you guys provide. And so we want to say thank you. We love you. And with that, what we're going to do is we're going to slip back here. Last couple of years, we went from table to table, but we kept on missing tables, and some folks didn't get pictures. So this time, we're going to do it in a slightly more organized fashion. So the people who want to take a picture, we're going to be standing right here next to a tree. You guys will be able to come up. You can take your time. Those of you who are still finishing your meals. The only thing we'd ask, I think, is when we're taking the photos, people will get copies of this stuff. So I know everybody these days has a phone all the time, but we have a White House photographer who's pretty good. You know, he knows what he's doing. And we'll make sure that the photographs come back through the general, through your commanding officers, so that everybody who's here today will be able to get a copy. All right? Thank you very much, everybody, and have a great New Year as well.
Merry Christmas, everybody. This is one of our favorite times of year in the Obama household, filled with family and friends, warmth and good cheer. That's even true when I spend all night chasing Bo and Sonny away from the cookies we leave for Santa. It's also my favorite weekly address of the year because I'm joined by a special holiday guest star, Mrs. Obama.
Merry Christmas, everyone. You know, here at the White House, we spent the past month helping everyone get into the holiday spirit. Our theme this year is a timeless tradition, and the decorations in each room reflect some of our country's most cherished pastimes, from saluting our troops and their families to helping children dream big dreams for their future. And we've invited thousands of families here to the White House to enjoy the festivities because there's no holiday tradition more timeless than opening our doors to others.
Today, like millions of Americans and Christians around the world, our family celebrates the birth of Jesus and the values he lived in his own life, treating one another with love and compassion, caring for those on society's margins, the sick and the hungry, the poor and the persecuted, the stranger in need of shelter, or simply an act of kindness. That's the spirit that binds us together, not just as Christians, but as Americans of all faiths. It's what the holidays are about, coming together as one American family to celebrate our blessings and the values we hold dear. During this season, we also honor all those who defend those values in our country's uniform. Every day, the brave men and women of our military serve to keep us safe, and so do their families.
So as we sing carols and open presents, as we win snowball fights,
Or lose snowball fights.
let's all take time to pay tribute to those who've given our country so much. Go to joiningforces.gov to see how you can serve the troops, veterans, and military families in your community. And together, we can show them just how grateful we are for their sacrifice. That's a tradition that we all can embrace today and every day.
So on behalf of Malia, Sasha, Bo, Sonny, Grandma, and everyone here at the White House, Merry Christmas. May God bless our troops and their families, and may God bless you all with peace and joy in the year ahead. Merry Christmas, everybody. One of the best parts of the holiday season is spending time with the special people in your life. And for me, that means getting some help from my best friend for our annual Christmas weekly address.
Now, given how our first Christmas weekly address went, I realized that Barack needed all the help he could get. This is our first Christmas in the White House, and what? Stop! What? You know, what? You've got to stop it. All right? You got to get it together. You're going to have to pull it together, POTUS. Celebrating the holidays in the White House over these past 8 years has been a true privilege. We've been able to welcome over 500,000 guests. Our outstanding pastry chefs have baked 200,000 holiday cookies.
That's a lot of cookies.
And Barack has treated the American people to countless dad jokes.
They're great jokes.
Not so funny.
Although a few got a frosty reception.
Oh, the last one. This year's White House holiday theme is the gift of the holidays. And our decorations reflect some of our greatest gifts as a nation, from our incredible military families to the life-changing impact of a great education.
And the greatest gift that Michelle and I have received over the last 8 years has been the honor of serving as your president and first lady. Together we fought our way back from the worst recession in 80 years and got unemployment to a 9-year low. We secured health insurance for another 20 million Americans and new protections for folks who already had insurance. We made America more respected around the world, took on the mantle of leadership in the fight to protect this planet for our kids, and much, much more. By so many measures, our country is stronger and more prosperous than it was when we first got here. And I'm hopeful we'll build on the progress we've made together in the years to come. Tomorrow, for the final time as the first family, we will join our fellow Christians around the world to rejoice in the birth of our Savior. And as we retell his story from that holy night, we'll also remember his eternal message, one of boundless love, compassion, and hope.
The idea that we are our brother's keeper and our sister's keeper, that we should treat others as we would want to be treated, that we care for the sick, feed the hungry, welcome the stranger, no matter where they come from or how they practice their faith.
Those are values that help guide not just my family's Christian faith, but that of Jewish Americans and Muslim Americans, non-believers, and Americans of all backgrounds. And no one better embodies that spirit of service than the men and women who wear our country's uniform and their families.
As always, many of our troops are far from home this time of the year, and their families are serving and sacrificing right along with them. Their courage and dedication allow the rest of us to enjoy this season. That's why we tried to serve them as well as they've served this country. Go to joiningforces.gov to see how you can honor and support the service members, veterans, and military families in your community, not just during the holidays, but all year round.
So as we look forward to the new year, let's resolve to recommit ourselves to the values we share. And on behalf of all the Obamas, Michelle, Malia, Sasha, Bo, and that troublemaker Sonny, Merry Christmas, everybody.
And we wish you and your family a happy and healthy 2017. Thanks, and God bless.